Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. You know, we're living in a world where everything around us is getting incredibly smart. Your phone, your watch, even cars. But have you ever stopped to wonder how they actually think completely on their own? Well, today we're going to dive into a super cool technology called Edge AI. It might sound like a fancy tech word, but honestly, it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. We're going to see exactly how this smart brain works, right in the palm of your hand. Okay, so let's start with a quick puzzle. Imagine you're riding in a self-driving car, just cruising down the highway. Suddenly, a deer jumps right into the road. The car obviously needs to stop, like right now. But what if at that exact second, your car enters a dead zone and completely loses its internet connection? If it has to send a message to a faraway computer just to ask, hey, should I hit the brakes? Well, it's going to be way too late. That's a massive problem, right? And that brings us perfectly to the big difference between two ideas. On one side, we have the faraway cloud. For a long time, we relied on this cloud, which is basically a bunch of giant, noisy computers sitting miles and miles away. They're super smart, sure, but they always need an internet connection to help you. On the other side, we have the device right in your hand. Small, right there with you, and totally capable of thinking all by itself without asking for help. So what exactly is Edge AI? Well, it's exactly that. It's when a device thinks and makes choices for itself, right where it is in the real world, without ever asking the internet. It's kind of like having a super smart tutor sitting right inside your backpack. Whenever you need a fast answer, your device just makes a split-second choice right in the moment. To really picture this, imagine you're stuck on a really hard math problem. Using the old cloud method is literally like putting that math problem in an envelope, mailing it to a teacher in a faraway city, and waiting days for a letter back. So frustrating, right? But with Edge AI, it's like just leaning over and asking that smart tutor sitting right next to you. You get the answer instantly, no waiting around. Now, let's put that into perspective with our self-driving car. In a real emergency, that car only has 0.1 seconds to decide to brake. 0.1. That is literally the blink of an eye. It absolutely cannot afford to wait for a signal to bounce all the way to a faraway cloud and back. It has to think on the edge, right there on the road, to keep everyone safe. Let's break this down into a friendly little showdown, the cloud versus the edge. First up, where is it? The cloud is far away, but the edge is right here with you. Next, speed. With the cloud, you have to wait. With the edge, you get an instant answer. And finally, privacy. This is a big one. The cloud means sending your secrets away over the internet. The edge, it keeps your secrets completely safe, locked right inside your own device. Now, you might be wondering, how in the world do engineers fit a giant computer brain into a tiny little phone? Well, they use 3 really clever steps. First, they squeeze all the math information really tightly together. Second, kind of like a gardener, they trim or cut away the extra branches of information that the brain doesn't actually need. And third, they give this new shrunken brain a special little electronic home to live in. And that special home is called an NPU, or a neural processing unit. You totally don't need to memorize that long name. Just think of it as a special mini brain inside your device. While your phone's main computer chip is busy juggling 100 different things, the NPU really only has one job, which is doing AI math. And because it's so focused, it is lightning fast and barely uses any of your battery. Pretty cool, right? Okay, if you're learning this for the first time, this is the most important part to remember. These are the 3 golden rules of Edge AI, and they're exactly why this tech is a total game changer. Rule 1, it's super fast, because there's no waiting for the internet. Rule 2, it always works, even completely offline. And Rule 3, it keeps your secrets safe, because your data never leaves your hand. Let's look at Rule 1 in action. Super fast. Imagine a huge factory filled with heavy machines. If one of those machines suddenly starts vibrating dangerously, an Edge AI camera can spot it and shut the machine down instantly. If it had to wait on the faraway cloud to watch the video and send back an alert, well, the machine could completely break down. Speed literally saves the day here. Next up, Rule 2. Always works offline. We've all been there, right? You're out somewhere, you lose your cell signal, and suddenly your smart stuff becomes, well, not so smart. But because Edge AI has its brain right inside the machine, it doesn't care if there's no internet. You can drive your car through a long, dark tunnel with absolutely 0 bars of service, and it stays perfectly smart and completely safe. And then we have Rule 3, which is absolutely crucial: keeping secrets safe. Think about your smartwatch checking your heartbeat, or a machine taking an X-ray at the hospital. You definitely don't want that kind of personal health data floating around on the public internet. Edge AI does all the thinking, right there, on your wrist or in the room, keeping your private information totally locked down.
Oh, and here's a massive bonus you might not have thought about. Businesses love this because it saves them a ton of money. Sending giant files to the cloud all day long uses a lot of internet, and that gets really expensive. By thinking on the edge, devices only need to send up tiny, important updates. Actually, this can cut down their internet costs by up to 80%. That is huge.
So to put this all together, this isn't just some made-up sci-fi stuff. Edge AI is out in the real world right now. It's in Apple Watches, keeping an eye on your heart. It's inside smart traffic lights in places like Barcelona, perfectly timing the lights to stop traffic jams before they even happen. And it's in those factory machines predicting when they need a quick fix. It's already making everyday life so much smoother.
Now, does this mean the faraway cloud is just going to disappear? No way. Actually, they work together perfectly. Think of the cloud like a giant school. It's this massive factory where the AI studies really hard and learns how to be smart. But the edge? That's the real world. That's where the AI goes after it graduates to work side by side with you every single day. There's a great saying that sums this up perfectly. The cloud is where AI learns, but the edge is where AI actually lives and breathes with you. It really shows how technology is becoming so personal. Instead of relying on some distant computer, you now have a fast, helpful, and completely private little helper right in your pocket.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a fun question to think about. If the gadgets you're holding right now can think perfectly on their own without ever needing the internet, what are you going to teach them to do for you next? The possibilities are literally endless. Thanks for hanging out and exploring this with us today.